The night was heavy with silence, the kind of silence that should make it easy to fall asleep. Yet Armin lay in bed wide awake, his eyes fixed on the cracked ceiling of his small room. The fan above him turned slowly, humming with a rhythm that usually lulled him into dreams. But tonight it was only a reminder of time moving forward, second by second, while he remained still. His dreams would not let him rest. They pressed against his mind like waves against a shore, demanding to be lived, not ignored. He was not a child anymore, but the feeling inside him had never left. That strange restlessness that had followed him since boyhood. While others were content with ordinary routines, he always found himself staring out at the horizon, imagining places he had never seen, songs he had never sung, and lives he had never lived. It was not dissatisfaction exactly. It was more like an invisible hand pulling him forward, whispering that his story was not meant to stay still. But dreams are heavy things when they sit inside your heart, too large to forget and too fragile to speak of. Whenever he shared them, people told him to be practical, to stop chasing stars, to stay grounded in reality. Their words cut deep, and for a long time, he tried to bury his longings under the dust of responsibility. Yet when night returned, silence uncovered them again. They clawed their way out, glowing faintly in his restless mind. He could almost hear melodies echoing in the dark, almost see flashes of the life he wanted shimmering like a reflection in water. One night, when the weight of it became unbearable, Armin sat up in bed, the dim bulb above him flickering, and whispered into the emptiness, "If my dreams won't let me sleep, then maybe I need to wake up for them." That small sentence carried more power than he knew. It was the first time he admitted it aloud that he had a responsibility to chase what called him. The morning did not look different. His room was still small, his job at the printing shop still waiting, his wallet still light. But inside him something had shifted. He began carrying a notebook with him everywhere, scribbling words and sketching ideas on scraps of paper, humming half-finished tunes while stacking sheets at the shop. To others, it looked like distraction. To him, it felt like focus on something larger than the narrow walls of his life. At tea night, he returned to his guitar, strumming softly under the same dim bulb. There were nights when his own doubts attacked him, whispering that he was wasting time, that he was not good enough, that the world did not care about his voice. But then there were nights when the sound of his strings filled the little room with something pure, something alive. Those nights reminded him why he could not quit. He started sharing, carefully at first. A friend listened, then a small group, then strangers on a street corner. Most people walked past, but every now and then someone paused, and Armin felt a spark leap between them. That spark was enough to keep him going. One evening, as he played on the street, a boy stopped in his tracks and stared. For the first time, Armin saw the reflection of his own fire in another's eyes. That moment told him his music mattered. Opportunities did not rush in. They arrived slowly, in fragments. Someone offered him a chance at a quiet cafe. Another posted his song online. Rejections came often, like shadows trying to suffocate his light. But each rejection carried him closer to the one yes that mattered. With every performance, no matter how small, his path widened. The years were not easy. Hunger knocked on his door more than once. Some people drifted away, unable to understand his choices. Crowds sometimes ignored him completely, leaving him to play into silence. But he never went back to burying his dreams. He had chosen the noise of chasing over the comfort of sleep. The longer he chased, the more he realized the truth. Dreams change you before they come true. He thought he was chasing music, but what he really discovered was courage. He thought he was chasing recognition, but what he found was freedom, the freedom to wake up every day knowing his life was not wasted. One night, years later, Armin sat by his window after a performance. The city outside glowed faintly, sepia lights flickering like tired stars. For the first time in a long time, he felt a deep quietness inside his chest. It was not the silence of defeat, but the silence of fulfillment. His dreams no longer kept him awake. They had become his waking life. Yet, as he looked out at the horizon, he knew the chase would never truly end. Dreams are not destinations. They are journeys, always leading to the next, always pulling you forward. Every time he reached one, another appeared in the distance, asking him to grow, to risk, to live louder. And that, he realized, was the beauty of it. He lifted his guitar once more, strummed a few chords, and smiled faintly. Somewhere out there, another restless soul lay awake, haunted by the same kind of dreams. Maybe one of his songs would reach them. Maybe it would give them courage to sit up in their own bed one night and whisper the same words he once had, "If my dreams won't let me sleep, then I owe it to myself to wake up for them." That is how it begins, not with luck, not with magic, but with a single choice. A choice to listen to the voice inside. A choice to turn sleepless nights into stories worth living. For Armin, the story was music. For another, it might be something else. The dream itself does not matter as much as the chase, because in the chase, you discover who you are meant to be. And when you finally stop fighting your dreams and start living them, you understand they were never trying to steal your sleep. They were only trying to wake you up.